as you allow the images to drift and float in.
I see angelic beings.
Ooh, beautiful.
I'm in like a higher realm.
Mm-hmm. Tell me more
There's
about those beings.
there's a tall angelic being standing in front of me. It's like red hair, red brown hair. It's like white dress, tall, like big, huge wings.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's my guide.
Okay. And in this place, do you feel that you have a body?
Yeah, but it's like very light.
Mm-hmm. You feel like you're made of light?
Yeah, I think I'm an angel as well.
Beautiful. Do you feel male or female?
I think I'm a male.
Mm-hmm. Very good. So if you were to tune into your body, what are you wearing as this angel being?
I think it's just like a robe, like a
Mm-hmm.
blue colored robe.
Okay, very good. And what about your hair? What does your hair look like?
Has short curly hair. Um, it's like I'm a male, but I can also be it's like I'm also a female. I don't know how to explain it.
You feel
Like
like
I've
you
been,
hold the energy of both?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Beautiful.
like yeah, they're like it's like the right side of me is showing as a male. The left side is me is like I'm a female. I'm feminine. I have like long blonde hair. It's like a mix of both.
Beautiful. So I want you to connect telepathically with this angel that's in front of you, just allowing yourself to connect mind to mind. And what does this angel have to say to you today?
That you're an angelic being. You have experienced the feminine form of being an angelic being and the male form. So both seem familiar to you. Yeah. I feel like I've been in this realm for a long period of time.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this guide is my teacher and I'm here in this I'm sent to the earthly plane to learn and also to teach, to guide.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I've been to earth from a really higher realm, so it's just being on earth is very difficult for me for that reason because it's not something I'm used to.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I felt like so different since my childhood, like since preschool, just feeling isolated and different from everybody is because I don't feel like I'm from here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that was just part of my experience that was I was meant to have.
So, what lessons did you come to learn as you came into this incarnation?
I came to show the light. Um, I came to show a light, kind of like a lighthouse.
Mm-hmm.
Um, even though it's very difficult, but that experience helped not only increase my own light, but help people reflect within themselves, which was important. And yeah, basically just trying to shine the light on people, um, so that they can activate within themselves what they need to do for their growth.
Mm, beautiful. And so, other than being a teacher and a guide, do you have a additional purpose here in this life and during this ascension process that we're going through? Anything else important you need to know?
To really understand the human experience, um, understand the pain and the pleasure, to learn from it, because that's not what I experienced in those realms. Um, so if I hurt somebody, what it feels like to apologize to them, to empathize to, um, and also to forgive, which I'd had to do many times. Um, so I understand that pain in this experience, and to also understand the pleasures of the flesh. So like eating, enjoying food, bonding with people, hugging, all of that good stuff. So that's what I wanted to experience. Um, yeah.
So, she is very empathic. She says she feels very empathic. What does she need to know about that side of herself? Why is it important to be so sensitive in some situations?
It does help in because when you're empathic, it creates intimacy. You get to the person feels seen, um, which it helps them with their healing, and it helps them when they feel seen, they feel relieved because they feel heard, which is part of their healing, and that facilitates it. The only thing is that we have to learn to create our own boundaries so that it doesn't affect us. And that is a learning process. Um, because that's very easy to do that in the higher realms because it doesn't affect those things don't affect you there. It's almost like there are no boundaries in the higher realms. So it's easy to connect with other beings over there, other angelic beings, very, very easily because it's telepathic and you feel what the other person's feeling. But over here, it's almost like you just have to be aware of your energy and your energetic field and and protect is like a more of like be aware of where you are comfortable expressing yourself and being comfortable with your healing energy and your healing abilities so that it doesn't drain you
Mm.
and you're able to facilitate that healing with the other person where to the point where it's best for them. So it's basically works in a way where it's the highest good for both.
So, what is the best way for her to, and we won't use protect herself, but prevent maybe her energy or prevent herself from absorbing another person's energy? What can she do?
Understand that it's okay to have your own boundaries, and you will still be able to manage with healing the other person. Um, and you can't do the healing for them. They have to empower themselves. And that could be only happen when you are within your own power, when you stay in your own power, because your job is to facilitate it by just be when you're with them, you're talking to them, you're helping raise their consciousness, you're helping empowering themselves to heal themselves. And so you don't have to get into their field but for healing them, because then you're disempowering them and you're not facilitating the healing that they need to do for themselves. So you just have to stand in your power, say what you that needs to be said or needs to be expressed. Even by just being around them will help them become aware of what they need to do. So it can be done by you just staying within your power. And you know you're doing that by just listening to your body, to your energy, and you know when your energy is being drained and when it's not. So just being mindful of that and aware of that will help.
So, as an empathic person, what is it that causes our energy to be drained? Because I've experienced this and it feels like it just gets sucked out. Can you explain that a little bit more?
We care so much. We really do. We feel a lot, and it's so easy to do that because that's just who we are. That's It's like we forget to turn that off when we come from the higher realms.
Mm.
And it's that part of us that it's part of our memory that we are not able to turn it off because it's who we've been. It's our soul has been for a long period of time. So there's that aspect, but there's also the aspect of there's a negative aspect of being a people's pleaser, which where you kind of step out of your own way to help them, even though it's depleting your energy and you're aware of that, but you don't want to hurt them and you want to make them feel better, even though you're not. And that is a huge lesson to learn because that is not the way to live life, because you are here to live life for yourself as well, to enjoy life for yourself as well, to not neglect yourself, to be happy, to have fun. And when we don't do that, when we don't provide that for ourselves, we are doing disservice for ourselves, and we're not doing service for anyone else around us that way. So that is also a lesson for us to learn. So there's two aspects. The aspect of ourselves that we are not, that we forget to turn off because it's been in part of our soul essence for a long period of time, but other aspect of living this 3D life where we're meant to learn and manage how to stand up for ourselves and learn to have those healthy boundaries where we can love ourselves and love each other in a healthy way. And that is how what we're learning so that we can eventually live that happy and joyous life that we're meant to live and create for the world.
Mm, very good. Thank you for that. What does she need to know about her life as a healer?
So healing is multifaceted. It's not just pain relief, which is how we see it here in the 3D realm. It's way more than that. It's about, it's definitely about our past life experience, if we had that. It's definitely about any genetic components we carry that affects our DNA. But it's also about us healing ourselves so that we can live the life to our fullest potential. And we wouldn't be able to tap into that unless we had that pain. So, as a healer, what better way to understand that unless you experience it yourself first? Unless you understand and empathize how that feels to be in that level of pain yourself. So, yes, it's a painful experience to have, but being able to come out of that is so empowering, and that eventually helps you help others in getting to that place and for them raising their own consciousness. So by you just feeling that, experiencing that pain, overcoming it, you're able to provide healing to others as well.
Thank you. So she's been dealing with some pain in her life. She's got some pain in the right shoulder and some low back pain. Some stuff going on with the knee and the hip and the foot. What can you tell her about those areas? Is she holding or storing anything in those areas?
Yeah, she's not able to move forward. She's hesitant. Also comes from childhood because it was that fear of not being able to pursue that, to be fearless, to fearlessly live your dreams because you were not allowed to do that.
Does she need to hold that energy in the body anymore?
No.
Okay. Can we ask the guide that is here working with us today to assist us in releasing that energy?
Yes.
Very good. What specific area are we focusing in on?
Focusing on the knee,
Mm-hmm.
storing a lot of childhood energy where she felt stuck and she wasn't able to do the things she wanted to do. It made her happy.
Mm-hmm. And so, can we begin to release all that energy because we want to make sure that she can move forward into her purpose in this life as a healer and as a teacher?
Yes.
Very good. So, just allowing that energy to completely release from the knee. And as the guides are working with that energy, what color can we place in that area for healing?
Blue.
Okay. So, just bringing in that beautiful blue healing energy and just allowing it to flow throughout the body and bringing it into that knee and surrounding that knee with this beautiful, bright blue energy and expanding it out, pushing it into the hip and the foot as well. And as that healing is taking place, what's happening in her foot? Is that also related to not moving forward?
Yeah, and doubting herself, and that she's not able to move forward because of it.
And is that affecting the hip as well?
Yes, but the hip also has to do with her doubting whether she will be able to become a mother or not. And if she is, will she be able to become a good mother? Because all of her childhood trauma that she had, and worrying if that will affect her ability to give her child the love that she didn't always have growing up. So that hesitancy is affecting her hip, and because of that, it's like that hip pain is making her believe that maybe it's best that she doesn't become she doesn't choose to raise a child because she's doubting herself. So it's all like a cycle. Like if that she's causing hip pain, then maybe she, she will it will affect her pregnancy. It'll be a painful pregnancy because of that. So
Mm,
it's like she's creating that.
okay. What is the most important thing that she needs to know about releasing those fears? Is there anything that she needs to worry about? Or can she begin to release all of that past experience?
She can release that. She can see herself being a good mother
Mhm.
and having a safe and successful pregnancy. It doesn't have it she can have that if she chooses that and visualizes it. It's just a choice. If she continues to worry and fear, then that's what's going to present itself through her body, and then she will choose that to forego not becoming pregnant because she doesn't want to experience more hip pain during pregnancy, and she doesn't want to she doesn't feel confident in herself to be a good mother. But that's not true, because she has all that she needs, and she will, and more. It's just that she has to tap into that part of herself, that fearless part of herself that just like she experiences now. um so it's a choice that she has to reside in.
So let's bring in some of that angelic energy, some of that energy of who she truly is in her higher dimensional self, her higher dimensional form, and just asking her beautiful guide to begin to flood her body full of the knowing of who she truly is, not what she's experienced, and just helping her to release all of that doubt, all of those fears that she's holding in those areas of the body, and asking the angels and the guides that are working with her today just to begin to help her to release any of that stuck and trapped energy in those areas, allowing the energy to flow through easily and effortlessly all the way through that right side of her body. And just bringing in the knowledge that she needs to know that she's going to be an amazing mother and she can have an amazing experience if she so chooses it. And tell me how that's feeling on that side now.
Feels amazing. Feels
Mhm.
like so much relief, and just she's gaining that confidence, and she's seeing that she's able to be a great mother with there's so much happiness and love to her family, just like she wanted when she was a little girl. She's able to provide that
Mm.
for her family, and it feels so amazing. She just has to believe in that part of herself. That part of herself exists, and the more she visualizes that and feels that every day, it will come into it will happen. She just has to believe it.
Very good. Thank you so much. And we want to take a look at the low back pain that she's been experiencing. What's going on there?
It has to do with, it also has to do with, it's in tangent with the ovaries.
Mm,
It's like, again, that fear of giving birth in the future. At the same time, it's the ovaries just, yeah, it has to do with the womb. Um, there's a lot of pain over there. There's a lot of pain in the womb. A lot of like consciously through this lifetime, but also previous life. It's a mix of previous lifetimes and just stored in the body through
mhm.
the DNA. It's just a lot of that.
Can we begin to release that for her and to send healing back through those timelines where she's carried that energy? Just bringing in any healing energy for those past life versions so that she can completely release that energy from her physical body.
Yeah, it's like seeing, getting the word wounded divine feminine,
Mm-hmm.
and
Is that
a
what she's
lot of,
experienced in many
yeah,
of her past
a lot
lives?
of us women are carrying that, and it's all coming up right now
Okay.
for a good purpose. We're all purging that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of women are purging that right now, a lot. And we need to purge it right now to let go and help bring the healed feminine forward,
Mm-hmm.
because the wounded has been happening from lifetimes to lifetimes to, and we cannot carry it forward anymore.
Okay. So what does she need to do? So is the pain that she's experiencing, is that all part of that releasing, or is that part of the cysts that are in that area?
It's part of the releasing for the work, for the energies right now, for the world, and also what she's been carrying just through her ancestors, all the women in her family. And of course, it has to do with being an empath and
Mm-hmm.
just picking that up from other women and holding that energy. But it doesn't have to be held anymore. We have to release it.
Okay. Can we do this? Can we send some healing energy back through her entire family lineage, healing that divine, that wounding that the divine feminine has been carrying, and releasing some of that energy, not only for her, but for her entire family line that's been carrying that for so long?
Yes.
Okay. Just allowing that energy to flow where it needs to go to bring in that healing. So, as she releases this energy, so you're saying this is not, she's not going to carry that forward. So, if she were to have a child, she does not need to worry about passing some of these things on to her child. Is that correct?
Yes.
Very good. So let's take a look at those ovarian cysts that she's been experiencing. Can those be completely healed for her today?
Yes.
Okay. And let me know what you're going to do, or what type of light, what colors, what type of energy you're using for healing.
You can do white light.
Okay. Beautiful. Just bringing in that beautiful white light and expanding it out into that whole area. And she said she feels like she's holding fear around the stomach area, in the belly. What's going on in that area?
Yeah, just a lot of childhood fears and just a lot of just a lot of fears of being because she was scolded from expressing herself, expressing her light, and so she contracted that and was afraid of showing it, which prevented her from just moving forward and just following her heart and just living her happiest, fullest, best life.
Okay. Let's begin to pull that fear out of the belly. Can we fully release that for her today and let go of those experiences?
Yep.
Okay. And just flooding that area with that beautiful white light, that high frequency crystalline energy, just making sure that she has all of the courage and empowerment that she needs to step forward in this life and to shine her light as brightly as she can. Very good. Thank you so much. So, can we do a scan of the chakras and see if there's anything blocking any of the chakras that needs to be released today? How does her third eye look?
Her third eye is good.
Okay. And the throat
It's
chakra?
good. She definitely needs to start expressing herself more. So it's there. It wants to, it's activating.
Mhm. So let's just begin to flood that chakra with some beautiful white light, helping that chakra to activate and expand and allowing the energy to flow through so she can begin to express herself in bigger and better ways. And how does the heart look?
The heart's doing good. It
Okay.
has a lot of love for
Mm,
everybody,
very
the
good.
world, everyone.
Yes. And the solar plexus?
She's definitely gaining that sense of confidence within herself at work by connecting and communicating with the patients, and they're giving feedback on how all that she's saying and affirming and appreciating them, and that's helped her with her sense of self and self-esteem. So that's definitely helped her with that chakra.
Very good. And just asking more light to come into that space, making it nice and bright, clear and balanced. And how about the sacral? How does that look?
Definitely needs more love. Definitely needs more healing in the womb.
Mm-hmm. What color would represent love?
Getting like purple indigo color to
Mm-hmm.
transmute it.
Beautiful. So just allow that beautiful purple indigo high frequency color to just flood that chakra, just clearing out any of that low frequency energy being held in that space, making it nice and bright. And just visualize that light expanding out and entering the womb area, entering the belly, entering all of that area around that chakra, and just bringing in all of the healing that you need to release all of that energy. And let's take a look at that root chakra. How is it looking?
She definitely needs to ground herself more. So I could do some. Yeah, the more she grounds herself, the better it will be.
What is the best way for her to ground her energy?
Just connect with Gaia, connect with Mother Earth. And that will be enough to help her feel grounded and to center that chakra.
Very good. And we'll just ask the guides to send one final flush of light through all of those chakras, just making sure they're nice and bright and open. So she wants to know, how can she manifest more easily to create her best life? She wanted to know without sabotaging and doubting herself, but hopefully we've removed some of that doubt for her. What does she need to know about that?
Definitely to believe in herself, in her ability to create. Also, I'm seeing like spend her time in higher realms and see that end, see that manifested, her goal manifested, the life that she wants to live, so that it's easier for her to imagine that and bring that in fruition. So work around the energy in the higher realms, what that feels like, and then bring it into the body so it's easier for the body to integrate. And then, and doing that while grounding yourself first to Gaia, so that you're bringing all of that beautiful energy in from higher realms into the body and manifesting that here. So it'll be easier for you for you to integrate that, embrace that, and for your body to embrace that and not resist it.
Mm. How does she connect into the higher realms? Is that through meditation or?
Yes, by just simply connecting with the angels, just like the meditation you did today, where you're walking and connecting into the higher realms, and you know that feel, you remember that feeling, what it feels like to be there. So just be there. Remember how it feels like to be there, and once you're in that state, it's easier to imagine and believe what you want to create.
Thank you. So she said that she has this belief that men are not safe. Is that something that came from this lifetime or a past lifetime experience?
It came from past life experiences, definitely.
Mhm.
And that's why she's carrying that in the womb. Um, it ends up just, but she's been showing in this lifetime that that's not true, that there are many amazing men. So she she can believe that. It's just that she has to, I guess she has to forgive, even though it didn't happen to her in this lifetime. She has to forgive all men. Currently in this world, whenever she sees anything bad in the news, anything bad going on, just forgive. Just send a light of forgiveness to them, to their inner child, to their wounded masculine, so that we can all heal. And then that will also help her in healing herself and trusting men, and also invite the right partner who she can trust, who she knows is fully aligned with the divine masculine. So forgiveness is key, not
Forgiveness.
just for me, but all women who are experiencing this, because there's so much division between men and women created through the media as well, and we don't need that. We don't need that in this. It's gonna perpetuate more divide. We need to heal by forgiving, and then close that gap between us and create that healing, that forgiveness, that love, and that will help us also. But just I can see like help us create the new earth where we will have relations, like healed, healthy, happy relationships like that.
Very good. So, can we just send some healing energy back through those past lives where she experienced challenges with men that brought on that belief?
Yes.
Okay. So, just healing all of those experiences and releasing that energy fully from the body today so that she no longer carries that belief system. We've been looking at the womb and the energy carried in the womb. And she was concerned that she may be internalizing other women's experiences and taking that energy into herself. Is she doing that and storing it in that area?
Yeah, she did that before. She's learning how to do that less. That she's becoming more wiser. Um, but she does. It's not their story she has to carry. She doesn't have to carry that. And it's not rude if she doesn't carry that. It's not that she's being a bad healer. She can still help them heal and get to step into their power without carrying it within herself. So she can let that go now.
Very good. So maybe just being able to hold space for someone and allowing them to go through their experience. Would that be helpful for her?
Yes, it'll be much better for them and they will be able to step into their power, which is why they're drawn to her. But that's what she also has to realize, that that's how they will be able to do that. So yes, they can open themselves up to her. They find it easy to do that, but she has to hold that space so that they can step into their power, heal themselves.
Thank you. She wanted to know what the reason behind the traumatic birth experience. Did she choose to have that experience and be born as a premature baby? What can you share with her about that?
Yes, it's to show how resilient she is, that she's strong, she can overcome anything. And that experience was very tough because she was in a very small space. She was like confined to a very small space and she had to get out of it. It was like a very difficult birthing process for my mom, but she felt the pain as well, coming out of a tight space and setting herself free. And that mirrors what she came to experience here, to set herself free from all the tight and the negative experiences that held her back. So it's almost like a reminder that she can do this. And that isolation she felt in the incubator is a reminder that the loneliness that she felt, she'll be able to overcome it. Yes, it was painful. It was very, very painful, and it was not fun. It was like feeling abandoned, where she felt that throughout her life. She felt lonely throughout school. Not it wasn't easy making friends. It still is lonely, but it's almost like that experience prepared her for that.
Very good. She wants to know what's the best way that she can cultivate more love towards herself and towards others.
By remembering her divine self and seeing that divine within herself and everyone, just like she did in the angelic realm. It's you just have to connect with that part of yourself and it will you will feel that connection with everyone and within yourself. And that feeling of oneness, it comes very easily. So bask in that realm, bask in that state every morning before you go to work. Feel that connection, feel that love, feel that joy, feel that empathy, feel that love that comes in. Connect with the angels, connect with yours, connect with yourself. Do that every morning, and it will come more easily and it will be your natural state of being.
Other than the guide that we started off the session with, does she have any specific angels that work with her on a regular basis?
Archangel Michael is powerful connection here. He's right above her, always he's protecting her. Some star guides, star beings are
Mhm.
guiding her.
Can you tell us where they're from?
The Palladians,
Mm-hmm.
and they're always watching over her because she is needed in the coming times with the coming transformation of Gaia.
Mm-hmm.
So, to maintain that connection with the star beings, she's she will help do her part in because Gaia is currently in her birthing process.
Mm-hmm.
So, with the galactics watching this transformation and her choosing to be here, helping with helping people adjust to the transformation so that they're basically sending messages to her in what to do regarding that and help Gaia get adjusted to her new self and helping like I see like Gaia like she knows what to do to get adjusted. She knows what she's doing. It's just for all of those of us who have that connection with other star beings, we will just help others and letting them know that everything is okay and everything will be fine and to help them get adjusted to new earth. That's what I see. Like after the birthing process, I see like the galactics are watching, and once we're settled into this new reality, new earth, that's where when this comes even more into play.
So, what will that be like from our perspective? So, those of us who are awake and aware, I, I hear will know what to do to help those who are not quite awake and aware. What's that experience going to be like for them? What causes the confusion within some?
I'm getting the message, but I'm also getting the message that I need to go to the bathroom real quick.
Okay, so just take a moment to slowly come up. Okay, just take a few deep breaths for me and just allow yourself to settle back in. Your consciousness is still very connected to your guides and your higher self. Just recentering yourself and your energy. So, we were discussing new earths and this shift that we're going to go through, and that those of us who are sort of forerunners in this experience will be assisting those who have not quite awoken. What is that going to be like, or what causes that confusion? What is it that those who are not awake will experience?
It's because they are in darkness. They're not able to see the light like we are, or able to hold the light like we are. So to be in darkness is like one of the hardest human experiences to have. So with us being able to hold the lights, we we are able to be in less fear. That's why we are not, because we sense the fear energies very, very quickly, very, very easily.
Mm-hmm.
We know what to focus on and what not to focus on, because we know what that if you focus on fear, we can create it.
Mm-hmm.
So we're aware of that. So it really comes down to us holding that energy, holding that light. And even if we don't have someone to talk to about this, just holding that light, just connecting with the light within will help elevate and help people wake up so that they can become more aware, because that light acts as an awareness and they're able to see the bigger picture, just like those of us are gifted to see that.
Thank you. She's been interested in starting a podcast. She feels like she wants to just express her thoughts and to help people in raising their consciousness. And that this may help her with her lack of confidence that she's had. What can you tell her about this? What does she need to know?
She was meant to do this, she was born to do this. And getting a memory of when I was like 4 or 3 and I was pretending I was on a talk show and I was showing, I was so happy, like showing people how to do this something.
And so we've already seen in the beginning of the session that she's part of her purpose is to be a teacher. So will she teach through this method?
She was meant to, she was meant to express herself, to step into her power that way, even though she experienced the opposite of that growing up. It was very very scary to speak her truth and express herself, whether it was in the public sphere or even intimately to her family. But the time is now to finally step into her power. And it's scary, and it is scary, but she was meant to do this. And
Does she have a guide that is working with her to help her to begin to step more into her power?
I do see it's Archangel Michael saying this to me, and he's hovering over me, and he's the one wanting me to do this, because that's why I've always seen these sparkles of blue everywhere all the time, even when I close my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Is that Archangel Michael?
chose, he's hovering over me. I can connect with him if I want to. It's
Mm-hmm.
like if you guide me to, I can do that.
Yes, let's connect with Archangel Michael and ask him for any messages that he has directly for you. Just allowing him to speak through you and use your voice. Would Archangel Michael like to share with us today?
I am here. I am the light.
What does Anjali need to know about expressing herself more and bringing messages of higher consciousness out into the world?
You are here to be powerful by simply expressing yourself fearlessly, even if it comes through with passion or anger. That's fine. That's needed. And that also comes into play with healing yourself. The reason why you were feeling pain in your right knee is because you were afraid of stepping forward. We were giving you hints to start the podcast, but you were afraid, and that's okay. But now that you know, you must start now. This is why you were given this job, because you have free time. You have more free time than your previous job. So you must get started in your free time and just do what comes out naturally. Don't overthink it. Just do what comes out naturally. You know what to do, you know what to say, you know exactly what you're doing. Even if it's something you have to vent, it's okay. Just do it. Just let it out. Just express it. Don't hold it into your body. And once you express it, your body will heal, and those who need to hear, those who are holding the same pain that you are, it will help them release that pain as well. And it will help them take the next step in their life to overcome their fear and step into their lives fearlessly.
Thank you. And so, as we move closer to this new earth experience, what will she be doing on new earth? What will be her path and purpose?
To spread awareness with love, to help people awaken. Making a podcast comes in is part of that, because she will be able to reach those who need to hear. So the message is to speak their truth, even if their voice shakes, to not fear, do not fear at all. Step into their power. And that's the time now more than ever. So it can be as simple, could be as something fearful as quitting your job or breaking a relationship that no longer resonates with you. That's something that she feels that she can express more easily because she's been through that. she has overcome. She has overcome the fear. She has quit a life that no longer served her. And it was very fearful to do that because of worrying about what people think, her parents think. And it was scary. It was like stepping into the unknown. But now that she knows what she knows that there's nothing to fear. There's absolutely nothing to fear. And she can express that. And this podcast will help her reach to more people who are feeling the same thing but don't know how to go about it. So that is all part of the life plan that she is here to express at this moment.
Very good. And can you just infuse her with some of your strength, bringing in beautiful blue light and allowing it to strengthen her and encourage her and to help her stand into this being that she's here to become?
She's being infused with beautiful, strong, loving blue lights. It's going all the way to her toes. And she can do that every day when she feels scared, when she feels she needs some reassurance. She can always do that. And she can do that before she starts her podcast to gather some courage to express that what she needs to express, even if it's controversial. Go for it, do it. She needs to do it because that is, and she will feel so much better when she does do it. It will feel empowering.
Hmm. Very good. Thank you. Do you have any final messages you want to share with her today?
Stay in the light. That will help stay in your power. Stay in the light. Just imagine white light coming in, basking in that white light every morning. All of us can do that. And once we're there, we can go about our day and we'll know what to do, where to go, what to say, to stay in the light, no matter how conflicted or how divided everything feels. You'll know what to do, where to go, what to say, and everything will make sense. Everything will work out.
Thank you so much. We'll allow Archangel Michael to just retreat back to his time, space, and dimension. We're sending you so much gratitude for coming in and bringing those beautiful messages and healing energy. And just bringing back Anjali's higher self, allowing the higher self to drop in and reintegrate. And we'll continue on with the questions. So she wants to know, what steps can she take to manifest a soulmate or a partner? What does she need to know about that?
There's a lot of blockage because she doesn't feel she's good enough, that she's worthy.
Where is she holding those feelings of unworthiness?
A lot of it is in her heart. It's both in her right leg, but also in her heart due to past heartbreaks,
Mm-hmm.
where she felt like she just wasn't good enough and that she would never be because it's just when she did feel the heartbreaks, it was really, really painful, and she didn't want to feel that again. She didn't want to feel something like that again. So she blocked it from happening.
Can we bring in some of that beautiful energy, either a beautiful white or some of that beautiful blue that we worked with, and begin to heal all of that unworthiness, transforming it and transmuting it into love and self-love, into worthiness, just flooding that heart space and opening it up, releasing all of that blocked and trapped energy being held, and sending healing energy back through all of those past life experiences where she experienced pain, sadness, heartbreak, anything that she's been storing and holding in the heart is being healed completely and released from this current life experience. And how does that heart feel?
Much lighter, much better. Like I can trust more.
Yes.
She can trust more now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And how about that? Is she still, can we bring healing into the leg? Did you say her knee still?
Yeah, and a little bit of her womb as well.
Okay.
Like her right womb just felt like there was a sharp pain just went up real quick
Okay.
when
So
that healing took
that
place.
was releasing very good. Just bringing in that energy all throughout because we want to release that unworthiness. So does she have a specific life partner, soulmate in the future, or does she have options? What can you tell her?
Yes, she does. She has someone. It's just that she's resisting. She has to release that and let that go. She has to believe she's good enough and she has to work on it and she knows what to do to work on it. And she has to do that every day to the point where she will attract that and she will believe that even more. So it's really up to her on how much she's willing to work on it. Work on that every day.
Very good. So she wants to know, is it okay to occasionally consume a little sugar, or should she avoid it completely?
Fine once in a while. It's okay. It's okay to have that occasional ice cream. Enjoy it. Enjoy. She's here to enjoy all these earthly pleasures. Just be mindful when, just listen to your body and be mindful when enough isn't. You've had enough, and so that, and your body will tell you. Just listen to when you're eating out of stress, when you're eating out of stress, you might have more than you need on your body. So manage that stress, meditate, do some meditation, even do some manifestation meditation where you're attracting your soulmate. That feels good in your body, that feels like stress relief. So do that instead of emotional eating or eating from stress. And when you're feeling joyful and you're enjoying your day, you want to go for a walk, enjoy the sun on your skin, go ahead and have that ice cream or whatever and just enjoy it with your family. That's okay.
Thank you. So she wants to know, how can she be at peace with family members who have received the vaccination, when she's hearing so many scary things, some information out there that's a little concerning, um, and she feels differently, what can you tell her to help her with that experience?
To visualize the whole world healing and having and responding to it well. You can do that by just imagining them still being in their light and being healed and transmuting anything that is affecting them, affecting their DNA, and the light transmuting that. Just imagining the whole world just healing. And that also comes in part with trusting and imagining and visualizing your mom being happy and healthy. And
So, is this vaccine in any way, is it holding people back from this ascension process? Is it
not
preventing
if
that
they
in any
believe
way?
it, not
Okay.
if they believe it. They have to be in this knowing that they can overcome it. It
Mm.
has to be a very strong and joyful belief. This knowing, it has to be a knowing. And some people are just strong in their knowing that even if they consume negative news, they can still just let it go
Mm.
like a passing cloud, and it doesn't affect them. So that's really it's they're strong in their knowing and their faith that it won't affect them. It doesn't affect them. Their body's able to transmute that
Mm.
effortlessly.
Very good. So, those of us who work with light and transmuting energy, so are we able to focus our energy towards others to assist them in any way, even with this virus that's going around?
Yes, just imagine the world. Just send love. Just send light. I'm seeing, imagining white light to everyone. I'm getting tingling in my fingers as well.
Mm.
So just use your inner healing capabilities to send light to everyone, imagining them healing, them overcoming that, them embodying their light body and shedding that denser 3D body, like coming out of it like a snake skin, and consciously realizing that they have ascended to their new 5D body and that they're happy and whole and healthy. Just hold that vision and hold that knowing within yourself that they're doing that in as many people as possible. To hold many human beings, many people as possible, the whole world even, and let that take place.
Thank you. She wants to know, she is considering taking some online classes, and she's concerned that it's going to become mandatory for all of the kids to have that medication, and she's not wanting to have it. So, what does she need to know about that? Is that something she needs to worry about, or wait to go back to those classes, or what can you tell her?
It's so interesting because the young ones know what to do. They know coming in that a lot of them are protesting, and they will be protesting because they know that this is wrong.
Mm.
This isn't right. This isn't fair. So I feel like there will be an eventual reversing of this rule,
Mm.
because it's very, because all the parents are also not, are worried, and so this will backfire. Definitely, I see that happening. And so she can go ahead with the knowing that the ruling will take place that's in for the highest good of all, and she doesn't have to worry about going ahead with online classes, even though she feels that it will be of disadvantage to other students who want to pursue their dreams or goals, because it will eventually all all be released, all be dissolved, all be, it won't be, it won't come into effect permanently at all. It can't.
Very good. Thank you so much. So many people seem to be preparing for something big to happen soon. Um, a lot of people are buying into a fear based narrative. Um, is there anything that we need to be preparing for, or should we just trust that we will be guided to where we need to be?
Definitely stay in the light all the time as much as you can. If you need, your 3D body would feel comfortable to prepare by just having some canned foods for maybe about 2 to 3 weeks. Some beans, some rice. That's okay to do that, because as long as you are staying in the light, staying in the knowing that all will be well, all will, the light is really just trying to come in. It's right there. So everything will pass. Everything will pass with just fine. It's just that even if there are some events that feel scary, some scary events, it will feel good to the 3D body knowing there is some resources. There are some resources that we have stored just in case we need them to feel safe, because our 3D body still is working in flight and fight mode, and we need to honor it and respect it and give it what it needs. So even if it means just talking a little bit just to feel safe and secure, so that we are able to consciously and intuitively just be in the now moment, be grounded, anchor in the light, the knowing that all will be well. We are just birthing through this consciousness, getting out of this heavy consciousness and just holding that light. We will be able to do that knowing deep down that we are safe and secure, and our body has what it needs to survive.
Very good. So, she's interested in learning a little bit more about how she can create the reality of New Earth for herself. What does she need to know?
Definitely take steps and forgive who you need to forgive. Apologize who you need to apologize, because you won't be able to carry that on your way forward. You have to visualize what it feels like to be there. All the love, the light, people joyously being around with each other, and who you would be if you were there. I see myself being just like this being who is like, she's wearing green and she is connecting with the nature, the flora, fauna, the animals. She's with her partner. She's with her family, her parents, and she's just very happy and everything's peaceful. Everything's how it's meant to be again. And yeah, you just hold that vision every day.
Will this transition as we move into this new earth reality, is it going to be a gradual transition or will it be a little bit more abrupt? Will we notice a significant change all of a sudden?
A little bit of both in some ways. Some things will definitely be abrupt, which is dissolving of the negative blockages. And what it means by blockages, the entities that are preventing us from moving forward into our lights. So that means, I'm very excited about this, the people who are able to pursue their life beyond the 9 to 5 that was ingrained upon us. We have more free time to do what we want to do, more resources. We don't have to live in survival mode anymore because these structures, these dense structures that have held us where they will held us in a way where we had to do certain things to survive and put food on our table, and that can finally be dissolved and let go, and we don't have to play in that every day. We can actually just wake up every day doing what we want to do, being of service in the way we want to be of service, and that will be start to become recognized and acknowledged more easily in the coming times after we overcome and this and let go of this dark, dense reality that we are letting go of. So that is something that will be known very, very quickly, is that our shift in our day-to-day life with our day-to-day activities, and also healings in terms of, because we will be happier, we will be more fulfilled, we will be able to heal more easily, which is amazing. So we will be able to tap into our healing potential. And I just see like the kids being happier, running around, and so that will take place definitely. And once we have that, that will happen. Definitely once we get there, we will start to see more and more and tap into our abilities in what feels magical. So instantaneous healing others, but not just that, but the new, once we step into new earth will be that magical place where we can communicate with telepathy and
Telepathically.
yeah,
Yeah.
and create like out of thin air and instant manifestation, and that will take more time as we hone into our abilities eventually, and it won't take long. It's just that certain aspect of us has to be activated first, which will definitely happen. We just have to let go of what's no longer working for us anymore, and that's exciting. That's super exciting to let go of and wake up into our fullest potential.
So I know we can't do time frames because time frames are always shifting, timelines are always shifting. But where we are now, things are becoming seemingly more and more chaotic. Um, are we getting closer? Is this what we're experiencing? All of this darkness surfacing? Is it helping us to shift faster, or is it keeping us where we are from experiencing the higher frequencies?
Yeah, it's definitely helping us shift faster in terms of things coming into light that we're so stuck in the dark that we have to see in order to shift them. It's kind of like it's like I'm still the pain in my womb is coming up right now.
Mm-hmm.
Not the only reason it's coming up for it's letting me know it's painful because that was stuck inside of me for the longest time.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm finally acknowledging it. And granted, it's feeling painful right now, and it'll be fine in the later as I because I now know why it's hurting me.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like an indicator that sharp pain is telling me that we will feel some a little bit of a bumpy ride just so that certain things that were no longer working for us that we kind of like just pushed under the rug are finally coming up, and we're able to acknowledge it, and it's painful, but we need to do that to release so that we can work we can create a work that works for everyone. So it's just really just that, and it seems like we chose a timeline collectively that, yeah, that seems a bit painful. um but then again, nothing to fear. It's just feel the pain coming through, feel it, acknowledge it. It's coming to be heard, it's coming to be seen. It's like that inner child in us that comes up that wants to be heard and to be seen. And once we acknowledge it and say that we're here for it and we will protect it and be there for it, will transmute, it will be fine, and it will run free and happy and joyously. And it's really just like that. So it's just like experiencing this collectively, and we need to do that so we can come together and be stronger together and transmute and really just understand that this is a world that no longer works for anyone. It doesn't, and we don't need to continue it anymore like this anymore, and we can work past it and create a better world.
Mm. Thank you. So let's take one final look back over the body. We did quite a bit of work in the womb area, on the ovaries, and the right side of the body. How are those looking after the healing work? Anything else that needs additional healing energy?
Yeah, just keep continuing to send lights the womb area, send love and forgiveness and healing to all the women experiencing pain, and send them the knowing that they are safe in their body and that it's okay. They're sovereign. They have the right to consent, and that men, there are good men out there that are trustworthy, and they will come into their lives and protect them, not in a way that's disempowering for them, but just in a way where they will protect them in a way that they feel their body feels safe enough to express themselves. So that will all be happening, and that will be happening very soon once we get out of this turbulence, and it will be so freeing. It's like all of us women are lifting this dark veil and just lifting it off,
Mm.
and collectively, and just feeling free. And so that feels very freeing, empowering, and that's just all part of why we're feeling like this together. And so continue to, so all the women who may be hearing this and may be feeling that, just send light to that area. Send love, send forgiveness, send healing, and also be grateful that you are able to express yourself in a way that perhaps your great grandmothers weren't able to express themselves. And you are fulfilling what they couldn't do, you're fulfilling that now. So that's also part of your healing and you stepping into your power. So that once you're able to do that fearlessly, you are healing the collective and we are moving closer and closer to the world that we want to see and the world that works for everyone.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Are there any final messages today, or are we complete?
Final message is to just stay in the love, stay in the lights, be positive, be joyful, do things that make you joy, spread joy, be happy. Really just be happy. It's, kind of like be a hermit in your cave where you're just happy. Granted, there's stuff going around you, but hold that joy and yeah, just with that joy everywhere. Visualize that for everyone. So everyone's be happy as well. And even if they're angry, they are stepping into their power. So let them be. It's okay. Let them be and just send them lights. And yeah, getting the message that my partner will come soon. Just hold that vision, hold that knowing, hold that feeling, hold that belief. And it will be in divine timing and it will be once I start stepping into my purpose, into my power, which is stepping into my authentic self, which is expressing my authentic self. And that will help me step into like my true self, to my divine purpose, and that will help activate even more and more deep feeling and deep knowing that my partner is coming and he will be here. So yeah.
Very good. And does the angelic being that we connected with at the beginning of the session have a name that she can use to connect, or does she need that?
I think Gabriel.
Okay.
Also, I'm getting the word Daniel.
Mm.
So there's one on the side of me, it's telling me to be in joy.
Mm-hmm.
That's Gabriel. And then the one in front of me with like brownish hair, it's Daniel. I don't know who I've heard of Gabriel and Daniel. I've never heard of I'm sorry, I've heard of Archangel Michael and Gabriel before. Never heard of Daniel, but that's what the name I'm getting.
Beautiful. So you can call upon those angels anytime you need some additional assistance.
Thank you.